All right, hope everyone's having a great day. We are doing the third day of Parabolas. This will be our last notes on Parabolas. And so today pretty much, first day we did given the equation, graph it. Second day, given a conics section equation, so it could have been either a circle, parabola, hyperbola, ellipsis, use completing the square to write that equation into a parabola equation in standard form, and then graph it. Now today, we're going to be using characteristics and stuff to not only write up the equation, but to also graph and give the rest of the characteristics that weren't given to us. Okay, so we're going to look at just 1 and 2 here, and then 3 through 6 will be homework. Okay, so this first one here says the vertex is at negative 5, 1, and the focus is at negative 1, 1. Okay, so what that means is this. Okay, first off, okay, H, remember our vertex is the same as H, comma K, right? So H is negative 5, K is equal to 1, okay? To figure out, because we know the vertex and we know the focus, we can find P, but we need to graph it first. And why do we know P? Because remember, P is the distance from the vertex to the focus, okay? So plot points to find P. So I'm going to plot both points to find P. Okay, so again, here we go. Go ahead and draw. So yes, I usually just go over 10. Wow, that's a terrible line. Sorry. So I go over 10 and then down 10. Okay, so I go over 10, down 10. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to grab it. So negative 5, 1. Okay, so that's our vertex right there. So I'll label that a V. And then negative 1, 1 is going to be the focus. And I always use that as an X. So what that is telling me then is this. Okay, because of that, that means this parabola now is going to be opening to the right. And how do I know that? Because if the vertex is here and the focus is to the right of it, the focus is always inside the parabola. So that means I'm going to have a parabola that is going this direction. So what does that mean? That means then that y is squared. Okay? Also, by knowing the distance between these right here, so remember from here to here, that is P. P is always the distance from the vertex to the focus. And so what did I do? I went over 1, 2, 3, 4. That means P is 4. So now I have enough information, because to write the equation of a parabola, all I need to know is I need to know the H and K values and P. So let's go ahead and let's write that in. So we're going to get y opposite when you bring it back in. So it's going to be y minus 1 to the second power equals, okay? So remember, this is 4P on the outside. So if P is 4, what is 4 times 4? That is 16. Okay, and then opposite of H, positive 5, and there you go. So there's our equation. Okay, so now that we have our equation, very easy. First off, our axis of symmetry, remember, goes to the vertex and the focus. So we can write our axis of symmetry here as y equals 1. Okay, our directrix, so if from the vertex to the focus, we go P. To get to our directrix, from the vertex, we're going to go opposite P. So we're going to go 4 to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So our directrix is right here. So then we would write our directives as x equals, I believe that's a negative 9. P we already found was 4, and so our focal width is the absolute value for P, which is 16. So 16. So now if we were to go ahead and graph this from the focus here, we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, why do we do that? Because this total distance, the focal width, is the total distance of 16. Remember, the focus is smack dab in the middle. Smack dab in the middle. And so there you go. Go ahead and draw your parabola. And there we go. So a pretty wide open parabola there. All right. Last one here, number 2. Let's do this. I don't want to, so you guys don't see. No. That's okay. You can see a little bit of it. Okay, so number 2, I'm going to post it anyways. The equation of the axis of symmetry is y equals 2. So let's first off, again, we're going to plot what we know. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. So let's go ahead and draw our graph. Okay, so what can we do? So we know the equation of the axis of symmetry is y equals 2. Okay, so axis of symmetry, y equals 2. I'm going to go ahead and graph that. So there's our axis of symmetry at y equals 2. The focus is at 0, 2. So there's our focus. So again, because the axis of symmetry is horizontal, I know that this graph is going to open left or right. Okay? Now, we're being told, though, that p is equal to -3. So first off, let's do this. So here's my notes over here for you guys. So you want to plot the focus. And then we're going to use p to find the vertex. Okay? Because again, if I know the vertex and I know p, I can write my equation out because the vertex gives me h and k. All right? So p is, so p is a -3. That was told to me. So, all right? What do we know? We know this. We know that since our axis of symmetry is horizontal, our graph's opening left to right. And what do we also know? When p is negative, that means this graph is going to open to the left. Okay? Because of that. Because I've got a horizontal axis of symmetry and p is negative, we know this parabola is going to open to the left. Now, p is the distance from the vertex to the focus. So all I'm going to do from the focus is I'm going to count right to 3. 1, 2, 3, and there you go. There's my vertex. Because if normally I was given the vertex and a -3p, I would go then from the vertex 1, 2, 3 to the left, and that's how I would graph the focus. So what is this point then? My vertex then is what? Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2. So the vertex then is at 3, 2, which then that is h and k. So now that we know that the parabola is opening to the left, we know it's y squared, we have h and k, and we have p, we can go ahead and we can write our equation out now. Okay, so y, we're going to leave with y again because it's open to the left, so it's going to be y, opposite of k there, so -2 squared equals, p is -3. Remember, this is 4 times p right here, this value is. So it's going to be a -12 because 4 times a -3 is a -12. X, opposite of h, -3. And there we go. We got our equation now. Our vertex is 3, 2. We plotted that. Our directrix. So now if we went to the left 3 to get to the focus, we're going to do opposite to always get to the directrix. So we're going to go right 3. So 1. So 1, 2, 3. And so our directrix is, well, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So x equals 6 is our directrix. So with p being a -3, we know that 4 times p is a -12. The focal length is the absolute value of 12. Remember what absolute value is? That's the distance away from 0, so it's always going to be positive. Distance is always positive. So to finish graphing this here, we're just going to go up 6, down 6 from the focus. And there we go. And so now we're going to go ahead and just connect, draw our parabola. All right, and so that's the two problems. I'm not going to lie, it gets a little tricky after 3 and 4 on the back. So really just, but those are good questions. Those are good critical thinking questions for this first test next Wednesday, okay? So you need to make sure you do all this. Very important, okay? All right. So that is it for me today. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow in class. Thank you.